ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरुन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनस्य भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 11, Chapter number 13, verse number 3. Sri Krishna is explaining how the gunas function, how we become implicated in them, and how we can become free from this implication. It's an important teaching, especially this principle of the gunas, how they work. The problem is that all our instruments, our senses, body, mind, ahankar, buddhi, chitta, everything is pervaded by guna. So how can we become free? By making use of these very things. So that's the not a problem. So he gave a solution for that. Said that there are three of them, and use the sattva to get rid of rajas and tamas. And then sattva also utilize to become free from itself. That's what he said in the first two verses. So, but there is one word he used there, he says Mad Bhakti Lakshana. So that is the key point. Otherwise, most people, they do not understand this. The process of yoga, process of Gyan Marg, Tantra, they all function within the gunas only. And within the guna there is a lot of paranormal things or parapsychological things are there. Devas are there, lokas are there, powers. But since it is beyond the experience of normal person, that looks something spiritual or divine. So most people do not have the idea about the true spirituality, although they think that they are following spiritual path. So that's why it is important to understand that, because many times devotees also get influenced by that. So here he says Sattvat Dharmo Bhaved Vruddhat Punso Mad Bhakti Lakshana. So here he says that from Sattvat Dharma comes, but this Dharma is Mad Bhakti Lakshana Dharma, not any other Dharma. And then only by this Sattva, this type of Sattva, the pravritti of Dharma happens. So Sattva is helpful, but it is helpful only when it is along with bhakti, not otherwise. So the situation of the living entity is, he said that sattvam rajas tamite guna buddhirna cha atmana. That is the first thing he said. That this sattva rajas tamas, they are the gunas of buddhi, but not of atma. So atma does not have sattva rajas tamas in it. We all know this, but we also should know that if it does not have sattva rajas tamas, then it also does not have any products of this sattva rajas tamas. So therefore it cannot have material knowledge, material happiness, or to speak of material suffering. These things are not possible because they are all products of guna. So they are not in Atma. So this should also be made clear, because people have confusion about this thing, that there is some knowledge or there is some happiness or whatever. So how we become free from this? For that he explains first how the bondage happens. So that will be explained here in these verses. Purushottam Prabhu, you had some question to ask?
No, I think you already answered it in the introduction, and that was my understanding that initially, due to the satsang, he already has a bhakti, but that world is so much covered by the gunas. So when he practices these things and slowly Rajagun and Tamagun removed, then sattva is there, and then sattva increases, then sattva is finally give up itself, and then bhakti just carries on. That was the understanding I was developing it, and you already basically said that. Otherwise, bhakti gun lakshana.
Yes, because this is a big confusion. People use these verses and they think that by sattva itself you can attain moksha. So Bhagavatam is very clear about it. In other places it is not made clear. And the other reason for confusion is this word Vishuddha Sattva. So many people think that Vishuddha Sattva means that it is Sattva Guna which is free from Rajas and Tamas. But first of all, there is no such thing as Sattva free from Rajas and Tamas. They are always mixed. So Vishuddha Sattva is another entity. So because of that, because of the similarity of the name, there is confusion also. So he says, Dharmo Rajas Tamo Hanyat Sattva-vruddhir anuttama Ashu Nashyati Tanmulo Hi Adharma Ubhaye Hate. So in the previous one he says, Sattvam Satvik Upashaya Sattvam Tato Dharma Pravartate. He says by using objects which are sattvic in nature, means you have sattvic food, sattvic lifestyle, sattvic place, sattvic association. So hearing sattvic things, seeing sattvic things. So it is called sattva-sizing your senses. Right? You heard that in Vedic psychology. So he says by that what will happen? Dharma. That you will become more inclined for dharma. And of course this dharma is Mad Bhakti Lakshana Dharma. He already said that. It is not simply some pious activities, but Mad Bhakti Lakshana. And the reason for this is that you think like this. Let's suppose somebody is working in a fruit garden. He is an employee. But the master never comes. And he's been working from his childhood. His father was also working there. Then he, like family lineage. So then what happens? Because the master, the owner never comes, they start thinking this is their fruit garden. So they are enjoying the fruits. Because as they say, if the cat is away, the rat will play. So if the owner never comes anywhere, if suppose there are employees and owner never comes, then what will happen? The employees themselves start thinking they are the owner. And they start using whatever is the facility which actually is meant for the owner, they start using it for themselves. And if they have never even seen it and they don't even know that actually they are employees, then this feeling that they are the owner even becomes stronger. Then they sell the fruits and keep the money in their pocket. So this is our situation, something like that. That this material world is the field created by Bhagavan. He said it, Aham Jagata Prabhava Pralayasthatha. Aham Kritsnasya Jagata Prabhava Pralayasthatha. That I am the creator of this whole universe. So it is his. But he never comes. You don't see him. And you are free in the field. You can pluck any fruit, eat. He won't say, why are you doing this? So then this feeling that I am the bhokta, I am the enjoyer becomes very strong in us. When actually we are only the servants. But servants have become masters. And now it is very difficult to tell the servant that you are not the master. Because when servants are given freedom, then they get used to it. Then if someone else comes who tries to control them, they will revolt very strongly. So, unless we understand this, try to realize this fact, we will never give up this tendency. So that's why bhakti is that Mad Bhakti Lakshana Dharma. Other dharma does not teach you. Varnashram dharma does not teach you. They may say, okay, you do karma, niskam karma, but they don't teach you that you are not the master, you are not the enjoyer. That's not part of karma yoga. That's not part of jnana yoga also. So this is only bhakti. So that's why it says Mad Bhakti Lakshana. So dharma rajas tamo hanyat. Then with this dharma, you kick away rajas and tamas. Sattva vruddhir anuttama. So this increase of sattva, this is the best process. Anuttama means the best means for that. And ashu nashyati tanmulo hi adharma ubhe hate. So when this adharma is, when these two things are removed, ubhaya means rajas and tamas, then ashu nasyati tanmulo adharma, then the root, the adharma, that also becomes destroyed. So ubhaye hate rajas tamsor hateyoho sato tanmula rajas tamomul. So ubhaye here means rajas and tamas. So when they are removed, then their root, that is also removed, that adharma. Now this next verse is important because he is telling us what are the things which actually influence us, our sattva or our sanskaras, what are the things which influence, that is being listed here. So he gives a list of 10 things. So he says, Agamo apaha praja desha kala karma cha janma cha dhyanam mantrot samskaro dashaite gunhetava. He says these 10 things are the cause of the gunas. Gunas means sattva guna, raja guna, tamo guna. That these 10 things change, which means if I want to become situated in sattva guna and get rid of raja guna and tamo guna, then I should change these 10 things into sattva. I should sattvasize these 10 things. Right? So he is talking about this. So number 1 is agama. Agama means shastra. So read Sattvic Shastra, not Devi Puran and Shiv Puran and Ganesh Puran, all these. So Shastra is also Traigunya Vishya Vedan is Traigunya Bhavarjuna. So we studied this in Tattva Sandarbha. Jiva Goswami gives a list of the Puranas. He says that 6 Puranas is Sattvic, 6 Tamasic, 6 Rajasic. So Sankirno Tamsaschaiva Rajasa Sattvika Smrta Kalpas Chaturvudha Prokta Brahmano Dirshashchate. Yasmin Kalpe tu Yat Proktam Puranam Brahmana Pura Tasya tu Mahatmyam Tatsvarupena Varnata. These are slokas from Matsya Purana, which Jiva Goswami also cites. So he says, Agneya Shivasya Mahatmyam Tamseshu Prakirtitam. Tamas Agamas, they give the glories of Agni, fire god, and Shiv Baba, Bholenath. So that is Tamasic. And Rajasesu tu cha Mahatmyam Adhikam Brahmanovadi. And Rajas Purana speak about Brahma. And Sankirnesu Saraswatya Pitrinam che Nigadyate. And then their mixture, they talk about Saraswati, Pitri, some other devatas. And Sattvikesu cha kalpesu mahatmyam adhikam hare. And the Sattvik Puranas, they speak about Hari. So this is to be understood. So this division has to be known from the Shastra. So he says Sattvika upasnaya iti uktam atah sattvikani vastuni gapaitum ahadvabhyam. Vishnu Chakravarti says that what क्या कंप्लीट श्लोक इसमें क्या है आगम शास्त्र आपा मीन्स वाटर Praja means people, Des means land, Kal means time, Karm means activity, Jan means birth, Dhyan means meditation, Mantra, you know. So these are the 10 things for samskara. So Agama is Shastra, Apa is water. So you can drink water from bottle, plastic bottle. That is Sattvic, Rajasic or Tamasic. And then you drink water from
It is tamasic. Tamasic.
clean river water flowing. Of course now that is also polluted, but imagine from the source, from where the water is coming, Ganga water. Then Praja, people also, different types of people are there, sadhus are there. Then people who are busy, very Rajasic type. Then there are Tamasic also people who do Tamasic activities, drinking, drugs, it's all Tamasic. Desh, place, so there are holy places. Then there are places where very Rajas. So I say New York is the capital of Rajas. If you go to Rajas, they say New York never sleeps. People, midnight, they're jogging. I've seen. At night, midnight, they're jogging. It's because the city never sleeps. So very Rajasic. So Rajas means karma, action. So there is always action. At least other places like here at night, things are quiet. Daytime is Rajas, night is Tamas. So places are also like that. Tamasic places, go to bar, all this type of place. Then Kala, time, Brahma Muhurta, Sandhya, different times have different gunas. Ayurveda also talks about it. They divide the time every 3 hours, changes. 3 or how many? So, then actions also, different activities. So you can do job, you can do farming, do business, gambling. These days everybody is into stock market. Everybody wants to make money. People are always gambling. It's very prominent now. Then birth. So birth can also mean human birth, divine birth, or animal birth, or birth in a Brahman family, Kshatriya, or Vaishya, Shudra, Varni, or time. Dhyan is meditation. You meditate on Krishna, meditate on Bhairav, Kal Bhairav, right? Meditate on some other devas, Ghor Rupan. It was Bhāgavatam also says, Hitva Ghorpati Natha. So Mumukshava Ghor Rupan Hutva Bhutpati Natha. Narayana Kala Shanta Bhajanti Anusuyava. Says in the first canto, that second chapter only, right? So there are Ghor Rupas, terrible forms. You see Kali with tongue out, black. So people also worship that, meditate. Mantra also, various types mantras are there. And then samskara. So these are the cause of gunas.
Sanskaras of three types.
Hmm?
How are sanskaras in three gunas? I mean, what does he exactly mean by that?
You can also do samskaras,
What are
rajasic, sattvic, tamasic.
Can you give example?
Like do some bali, narbali,
Achha.
all kinds of things are there in Tantra. Those are also samskaras.
And the mantras used in those kind of sanskaras are tamasic. That's
Yeah.
what he means by the previous one, mantra.
Yeah. So he says सात्विक उपासनाय इति उक्तमतः सात्विकानि वस्तूनि ज्ञापयितुमाह द्वाभ्याम. So he is explaining what are the sattvic things in 2 slokas. So he lists these 10 things here. Vishnu Chakravarti doesn't mention, but in commentaries there is a mention. So Agam Shastra, Agam means literature, Apa means water, Praja means people, Trigun Hetava, Gunatraya Janya Agamadaya, Sattvika Rajasa Tamasasya. So he says these 10 are Sattvik, Rajasic, Tamasic. He did not give anything more than that. Let me see if some other commentator says something extra. So there is commentary by Veera Raghavi says here, न केवल सात्विक उपासना एव सत्ववृद्धि हेतुरपितु अन्येपि इत्याह. So it says not only just sattvic worship is the cause of sattva-vriddhi, there are other means also agama. Agamadeyo dasaite guna hetava, sattva guna vriddhi hetava. Agama etc. These 10, they are also increasing sattva guna. Tatra agamo veda pancharatradi rupo bhagavad vaibhav prakasaka itihas puranadi rupam cha sattvic agaman eva sevet nacha rajas tamas sankirnan ityartha. So it says that Agama here refers to Veda, Pancharatra, Itihasa, Purana. He says, so you should only study those which are talking about the glories of Bhagavan and not the Rajas Tamasa. And then he gives the list of these tantras. So we already studied. Then next is Apa. Apa means Apaha. Apa means water. So Apa, Gangadi, Punya Jalani. So Ganga water is supposed to be very purifying. Only thing is now Ganga, Yamuna, they are all polluted. So, Natu Gandhodaka Surodakani, but not water which is mixed with wine, etc. Desha Vivikta Desha. Desha means place. He says like being in a solitary place where not too many people. So, Krishna also says in 6th chapter of Gita, right? He says that you go to a solitary place. Natu yatra pana stri dyutadini se desha. Not the land where there is a drinking, women, gambling, etc. Kalo Brahma Muhurtadi Rupa natu Nishithadi Rupa. Time is Brahma Muhurta, not midnight. So in Tantra they also prescribe worship at midnight. That is considered as best time according to them. Then karma phalabhisandhi rahitam natu abhisanghitam phalam. To do activities without attachment to the fruits. Janma, Shoklam, Savitram, Yagikam cha. Birth. He says there are three types of birth. One is the birth from the parents. Second is the birth when you take Diksha. Third is the birth if you do Yagya, then you also have Diksha for the Yagya. So that is birth. So there he says you can also have Diksha by in Shiva mantra, Kali mantra, Krishna mantra. So those are the Rajasik, Tamsik. Then Dhyanam, Vishnu Vishakam, Netu Denta, Devatantar Vishakam. Meditation should be on Vishnu, not on other devatas. Mantra Vishnu Smarka, Netu Devatantar Smarka. Mantra is which is related with Vishnu, not with other devatas. Samskara. So samskara, he is talking about 5 types of samskara here. This is from Sri Sampradaya because Vir Raghav is from Sri Sampradaya. So he says Tap Pundra Tatha Nama Mantro Yagascha Panchama. Jiva Goswami also mentions this in 5 Bhakti Sandarbha. So tap is, you take this tapt mudra, put Sankha Chakra, conch and chakra on your body. They give you a stamp. When you take Diksha and Sri Sampradaya, you get the stamp on your shoulders. Pundra is Tilak, Urdu Pundra. Naam, you get a name. Mantra, you know, Diksha mantra. And Yaga. So these are the Panch Samskaras. Similarly in Shiva also you have Panch Samskara. He says Kundika Rujkam Chaiva, Kundalam Cha Shikhamani, Bhasmi Yagyopavitam Cha, Mudra Shatkam Prachakshate. There are 6 mudras there, putting Bhasma, horizontal line, Kundal in the ears, and Shikhamani, tie the matted hair on top. Kundika and Ruchika, these are also, you wear this bangle on the hand, and Yagyapavit. So this is there. Kapal Bhasmana Snanam. So different paths are different of the samskaras. Tattat Satvikam Evesham Yad Yad Vriddha Prachakshate Nindanti Tamasam Tattat Rajasam Tad Upekshitam. So these 10 he has mentioned, but he did not give any details which are Sattvic, which are Rajasic, which are Tamasic. So he gives a simple formula. So he says Tattat Satvikam Evesham Yad Yad Vriddha Prachakshate. He says things which are praised or utilized by learned people, those are Sattvic. Because how do we know which is Sattvic water, Sattvic food, etc. So he says Mahajano Yena Gata Sapanta, basically. Learn it from the learned. Vriddha literally means senior people, but here it means learned people. Shastragya. Those who do not know Shastra, they are called Bala. Right? Bala Nam Sukh Bodhai. Kriyate Tark Sangraha. So Bala is defined there. Bala means those who do not know Nyaya. They are Bala there. Vyakarana they have studied, but not Nyaya. So Nindanti Tamasam, and what they criticize, place, time, Shastra, mantra, that is Tamasic. And Rajasam Tadupekshitam. And Rajas is that which they neither praise nor criticize. They are indifferent. So that is to be known as Rajasic. येषां मध्ये प्रचक्षते प्रशंसन्ति तदुपेक्षितं तैर्न स्तुतं नापि निन्दितम्. So he is just commenting, not much. He says prachakshate means prasanchanti, those things which are praised by them. Jiva Goswami says Vriddha Sri Vyasadeva. He says, what is the meaning of the word Vriddha here? He says people like Vyasadeva, Parashar Muni, Maitreya Rishi. These are Vriddha here. So he says Satvakadigunam Gunadosau Padmuttar Khande Darshitau Vartate. So he says this, which are Sattvika, which are Tamsik, which are Rajasik, it seems they are mentioned in Padmottar Uttarakhanda of Padma Purana. So he says you can check there. And tad upekshitam, upekshit means nastutam napininitam, neither praised nor criticized, that is Rajasik. And Satvikani eva seveta puman sattva virdhe tato dharmas tato jnanam yavat smritir apohanam. So he says, therefore you should only make use of things which are sattvic in nature. Why? Sattva virdhe, that will increase your sattva. So sattva increases sattva, tamas increases tamas, rajas increases some rajas. This is one of the very important principles of Ayurveda, that like things increase like. Because when somebody becomes sick, in Ayurveda they say that sickness comes because of the imbalance of the doshas. So to balance it, they have to see which dosha is imbalanced, they have to give opposite of that. And they have to say, they will give prescription and also prohibition, don't eat this. Because those things will increase what is already increased. So this is also the principle being used here, that if you have sattvic food, so ahara suddhau sattva suddhe, sattva suddhau dharva smriti. If the food is pure, then it will increase sattva. And if sattva increases, then smriti will increase, memory. So therefore it says when sattva increases, then dharma will increase. Tato dharma. So that's why in Satyuga there was dharma. In Kali Yuga dharma is gone, because it's all predominantly tamasic. Everybody is into drinking and eating meat, and they give logic for that also. So now importance to Shastra or Tamasic Shastra. So tato dharmas tato jnanam yavat smriti, and that dharma will lead you to. So this dharma is also that mad bhakti lakshana, and this will give you knowledge, right? Bhakti. Ahi janayati asu vairagyam jnanam chedahitukam. So that will give you knowledge, and that will give you smriti and apohanam. Smriti here means understanding of yourself as separate from the body, as servant of Bhagavan, and apohanam, so that bondage to the body, the ignorance, avidya, that will be removed. That is the effect of sattva. Satvikani nivritti shastrani eva. So now he actually speaks on that sloka of shastra, water, etc. Brings here that. Satvikani nivritti shastrani eva. So he said that you should only follow sattvic things. So those are the 10 things. He goes one by one on that. So first was agama. Agama means shastra. So only take those shastras which give you knowledge of nivritti, means freedom from materialistic activities. Natu rajas tamsani pravritti pakhanda shastrani seveta. Not try to study the rajasic tamasic shastras which only will engage you in materialistic activities. Do this puja, then you can have some preta under your control, or you can have apsaraj under your control, or bhairav siddhi. Then you can harm your enemies. So he says, avoid all these Pakhanda Shastrani. Tirthapa eva na gandhodak surodakadya. And water from the holy places, unfortunately, it's all polluted now. So janan nivrittan eva na pravritta duracharan. Jana means people. So have association of those people who are nivritta, means saintly people, and not who are steeped into illegal activities. Deshan viviktan eva na tu rathyadi dyut sadhanani. Place also solitary. Suchau dese pratisthapya. So clean. Not rathyadyut sadhanani, not where there is a lot of crowd, gambling, etc. Kalan Brahma Muhurta Prataradin na pradosh nishitan. Time Brahma Muhurta, morning, not pradosh, not nishit, midnight. Karmani nitya namittikani na kamya abhicharadini. Karma, engage only nitya karma, namittik karma prescribed by Shastra, not kamya karma, doing for materialistic gains, or abhichar karma. Abhichar karma is like to kill enemy. Janmani pranav dikshadi lakshanani na shakt shudra mantra diksha lakshanani. Janma here means diksha, taking the diksha in pranav mantra or Vishnu mantra, not in Devi mantra or some small mantras. Small mantras are also there. Right? People do that. Yes. TM was popular, transcendental meditation. So they give you one small mantra, just one letter, Hrim, Krim, Shrim, like that, so that you can levitate. And then what? So, Dhyanani Yagyeshwar Gyani Dharmika Nam Natu Kamni Vidvisham. You should meditate on Yagyeshwar, that is Krishna, or learned people, dharmic people, not Kamani or Vidvisham, not on object of enjoyment or people whom you hate. Mantran Pravanadin Natu Kamya Kshudran. Mantra also, Pranav mantra, not mantras for materialistic goals. Samskaran Atma Sodakan na tu deha geha suna sthanadi sodakan. Sanskar you should do which purify your self, not which purify your house or body, etc. Tata sattva vriddhir heto dharma dharmat cha jnanam. So when sattva will increase, then dharma will come, and dharma will give you knowledge. So up to what level you have to work? He says smritir atma aproksham yavat. Till you get smriti, which means you have realization of yourself. Atma aproksham jnanam. Yavat dehadvaya adhyas tat karanbhut gun apohasya yavat. So till you become free from the attachment to two types of body, that is subtle body, gross body, and the cause of that which are the gunas. So become free from that, that is apohanam. Yavat tavat paryantam bhavet. So till then you have to continue doing dharma, engaging increase of sattva. Tadeva jnanam vidya saiva jivopadhim dagdva nirindhana agnivad ante swamapi shamyati. And this jnana or this vidya, this will burn the conditioning of the living being, and then it will also extinguish by itself. So you will have Brahma Nirvanam Richati. So, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nenam Prapya Vimuyati. So, Sthitva Syamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati. So that is the Brahma Nirvana. He gives an example how it will happen. He says, Venu Sangharsajo Vandir Dagdva Samyati Tadvanam evam gun vyatyajo deha samyati tatkriya. So he says if there is a forest of bamboo, then sometimes the bamboos, because of the strong wind, they rub each other and fire is generated. So this fire is coming from the bamboos, but then it burns the bamboos. And when bamboos are burnt, fire is also stopped. Now there is a big fire in France, heavy fire, never before. So this is the bamboo fire. So he says like that, body which is made of the gunas. So body will create sattva. So that is like the fire or dharma. And then it will destroy the body from where it was generated. And then, just as the fire burns the forest, it will burn the two bodies, and then it will also come to an end. So he says that is the example given here. So nanu gun vyatikaramaya buddhi indriyadibhya eva sadhanabhyasena utpannam jnanam katham svahetu bhutan gunan nirashyed ityaha. So this question is raised here that our senses, our mind, our buddhi, they are all product of gunas. So how is that the knowledge which is generated by using these things? After all, when you will do sadhana practice, you will use your mind, body, intelligence, etc. And that will generate jnana. So how this jnana is going to destroy these gunas from which the jnana itself has come? So he is giving an example to make us understand. Venunam sangharshat jato agnir yatha tadvanam venuvanam dagdva samyati. So just like the fire which is generated by the friction among the bamboo plants burns the very plant which generated it, and then it comes to end itself. Then fire also extinguishes. So in the same way it will happen. Evameva gunavyattyajo deha dehotham jnanam tatkriya tasya agnirivya kriya yasya sa jivopadim dagdva paschat swayam samyati. So he says in the same way, body which is a product of the gunas, by utilizing that one will attain jnana, and this jnana will act like fire. So it will burn the body and then it will come to end by itself. So this is the process. Purushottamji.
So actually, when the burn the body means he gets rid of all the gunas that is influencing his body, right?
Yeah.
There is this word here, deha, geha and sunasthana. Suna refers to cemetery, things like that.
Suna means slaughterhouse.
What house?
Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
So Uddhava is asking a question now. So Uddhava vacha. Uddhava said, Vidanti martya prayene vishyan padam apadam tathapi bhunjate krishna tatkatham sva khara ajavat. So he says that actually people know this, that these things, material objects, they all cause you trouble. Vishyan padam apadam. That these vishayas, the sense objects, they are the source of suffering. So knowing also, at least in India, people talk like that, अरे जीवन में क्या है सब, पैसा क्या है, हाथ का मैल है. Right? So they will talk like that. That what is money? Just like dirt of the hand, nothing. But the same people will be running after money. So they talk and they also do it. They, when it comes to giving pravachan, they are good. When it comes to doing, they act just like anyone else. So he says, why is it like that? That people behave like a dog, like a donkey, and like a goat. What is the reason for this? That how is that? What is that song? Manusya janma paiya, Radha Krishna na bhajiya, janiya suniya bish khainu. That I got the human birth, but I did not worship Radha Krishna. Knowingly, I drank poison. So why people drink poison knowingly? It's true, people are drinking, which is also poison. And it is written, people smoke, right? Smoking is injurious to health. Everybody reads it. And all people who smoke, they know it, but they smoke. Drinking also, everybody knows drinking and driving don't go together, but still they drink. Even if you don't drive, you know that if driving is drinking not going together, why drink otherwise also? But still, they go on doing it. So this is the question.
Well, this I was trying to understand because generally at least in Nyaya we study that pravritti is formed only when there is balavad anishtata ananubandhitvam. So, that is balavad anishtata only. So, I don't understand how pravritti will form.
Wow, pravritti. Now this is the interesting thing, because there is an immediate. The anishta comes later. It doesn't come immediately. There is an immediate. This is called apat ramaniya. His question is that in Nyaya they say that you do something, you perform an action which you are capable of doing it. You know how to do it, right? You have knowledge, you are capable, you are samartha. And also you know that this will not give me some strong, undesirable result. So now people know that there is a strong, undesirable result. Why they do it? Because it gives something immediately to them, and the undesirable result comes later. So they don't make this. Gunasagar.
Pranam Babaji. So in the case of like smoking or something like that, so it means that the person's intelligence is in tamas. So then how do they stop? If your intelligence is, tamasic.
No, you want to stop or they want to stop?
Yeah, I want to stop.
Because you are saying how they stop. No, they won't stop. They are not bothered about it. No, you have to, he will answer that. This is the very question which is being asked. Krishna will answer it. Just wait. So he says, Nanu ye na jananta te durvishyan bhunjatam satvik seya iyan purushartha syat iti janantopi tan katham bhunjata itiya. So he says that the question is that those who do not know, they may engage in these sense objects which are harmful. And satvik seva iyan purushartha, for them this will be a purushartha to do sattvic seva, means to engage in sattvic food, sattvic activities, etc. But what about those who know it and still they do it? Still they engage in wrong things. So how is that they are engaged in something which are not resulting in happiness but bring suffering? So he says it is just like this, like a dog. He gives 3 examples. Dog. Swano yatha bhartsamana api uchchista grasam. It says like dog. This is Indian dog, not Western dog. Western dog is not an example here. Because Indian dogs are on the street, they come to house and you chase them away. You hit them, they come back again. They know that if you come, they will be chased away. But still they come. They know it, still they come. Hoping. Then donkey, he says he gets kicks from his wife, but still he goes to the wife. And then Aja, goat. The goat knows that she is going to be sacrificed. But before that, goat is given nice bath, tilak, food. See, it's... So it says, human beings seems to be doing the same thing, but human beings are not dog, donkey or goat. So why he does that? So now Krishna gives very beautiful answer. This is very important for Vedic psychology. These next 2-3 slokas. Because in just 2 slokas or 3 slokas, he gives the whole process. Why people do this? Because this is the problem of most people. They know this is wrong, still they do it. I know that eating this chocolate now is, or ice cream, it's not good, but still, come on, nobody is watching. So let me eat. And eat one more. And tomorrow is Ekadasi, so let me eat one more. Ekadasi actually gives you more freedom to eat. So he gives the process here. Yes. 2 slokas, 3, very important, 9, 10, 11. So first he says, ahamiti annitha buddhi pramattasya yatha hridihi utsarpati rajo ghoram tato vaikarikam manaha. So he says that he is going to the root cause of the problem. He says, ahamiti annitha buddhi. He says, first you have the annitha buddhi, that I am this body. This is the beginning. Of course, there is no beginning, we are anadi baddha, but this is the root cause. That we identify with the body. Then what is happening? Okay. So this happens with pramattasya. Pramatta means that he does not have discrimination. We are unable to discriminate between body and self. So because we cannot discriminate, so we think I am the body. Then what happens? Hridi utsarpati rajo ghoram. Then the terrible rajas enters into the heart. Tato vaikarikam mana. And then it comes into the mind. So although the mind is sattvic, but it is not just sattvic alone. It also has some rajas and tamas in it. That's the whole idea. The example of ghee lamp is given. If you remember Sankhya Karika, that ghee lamp has got 3 things. One is the oil, which is the tamas, because it's just stable, heavy, grounded. And then there is the wick, in which the oil is moving up, so that is rajas. And then there is the flame, which is sattva, burning. So they all help each other. If there is no oil, no flame. If there is no wick, no flame. So similarly, although sattva is there, but mind cannot function at all if there is no rajas, because all action happens with rajas. So rajas is also there. And because rajas is there, then because of rajas, there is moha, confusion, vikshepa. Your knowledge Rajas means movement. Like if something is written on the wall and you want to read it, but you move your head like left and right, you cannot read. So that's what Rajas is doing to the mind, it's shaking it. It doesn't stay it in one place. You sit down to chant mantra, mind runs at the speed of mind. Right? Because you cannot compare the speed of mind with anything. Like Ram Ravana Yor Yuddham. Ram Ravana Yor Yuddham. The battle between Ram and Ravana was like between Ram and Ravana. There is no comparison. So there is no comparison to the speed of mind. Not even an electron can do this. So then, and there is also tamas. Tamas is also there, because otherwise it will run away. Tamas is, which is grounding, it grounds everything. And because tamas is there, then it covers, because that's what tamas does. So then you cannot think that I am not the body, because tamas is there, and when that is not there, then it's also making you run. So then you cannot be peaceful. So that's what he's saying, Rajo Ghoram Tato Vaikarikam Mana. Very interesting. So ye durvishyan bhunjante te vidvansa eva nauchyante kintu vidvan manina evate vishyan nindanto api yatha bhunjate tatra prakaram shinu. He says actually these people whom you are saying that they are learned, they know, he says they are not learned. He says you don't call them learned, that knowingly they are doing it, knowingly they are smoking. He says they are not. They think they are learned, but they are not. They are Gyanlav Durvidagdha. Brahmapi tam naramna ranjayati. So te vishyan nindanto api yatha bhunte. He says they engage in sense pleasure, although they criticize it. This is the process. I learned this process. Ahamiti tribhi. He says I explain this in 3 slokas. Pratham dehado ahamiti hridi mithya buddhi rutkarshena sarpati. So he says first you have this aham buddhi, that I am the body in the heart. And tatah pramattasya tasya ghoram rajah kartri vaikarikam satvikam api mana prati utsarpati mano vyapnoti. He says then this ghora raja, terrible raja, it comes to the mind which is although sattvic, but it overpowers it. And once mind is overpowered, then problem begins. So we'll stop here. If there is any question to ask.
Babaji, may I ask a question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday you explained the progression of a devotee when Krishna explains to Uddhava that first he develops Gyan, then finally he needs to give up Gyan, take to Bhakti. And at what level of understanding this transition comes? When person decides that he is no more needed Gyan and he will absolutely rely on Bhakti alone, what kind of state of mind makes him to transition to such complete dependence on Bhakti process, not on Gyan? And related to this maybe, we heard that Uddhava was a Gyani Bhakta, and he was envious of gopis who were like Shuddha Bhakti practitioners, or what you may say about that. So he wanted to have a dust of their feet, or a dust of the places where they set their feet. So like his position was very much lower than gopis. And the question is, he was very knowledgeable person in Shastras about Krishna Tattva, everything, and gopis not. They were not knowledgeable. We cannot call them learned or gyanis. So why need to go through the middle stage of jnana to go to bhakti? Or we may just from any position, without taking to jnana process, jump to the bhakti and practice it as gopis do. So can you elaborate on these two questions? Thank you.
So this whole question arises because of misunderstanding of the word jnana. So when you are using the word jnana, what do you mean by jnana?
I mean the knowledge of Shastra, where it is explained, the Krishna Tattva, that Krishna is Bhagavan, like he created Brahmanda and whatever his position is described in Shastra. So Uddhava is a best example of that because he had complete knowledge of Krishna Tattva. And gopis not that. They never studied Sanskrit, never studied Nyaya, and never studied any Shastra at all. So they just had a natural bhakti. So the question is how the process...
Okay, now you answer my question. Answer my question. Have you heard of this word Navadha Bhakti, 9 types of bhakti?
Yes, sure.
Can you tell me what is it?
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Atmanivedanam.
Okay, so what is the first one?
Shravana.
What is that?
That is listening.
Listening.
The glory of Krishna.
So now when you're listening glory of Krishna, is that bhakti or jnana?
I think it's bhakti.
But just now you are saying knowing all this Krishna Tattva, studying, this is jnana. And now you are saying it is bhakti.
Yeah, but Gopi didn't know...
Arey Baba, forget about Gopi. You answer my question.
Yeah,
You said that Gyan is knowing Krishna Tattva, this, that is Gyan, knowledge. And when I ask you what is Shravan, then he says hearing about Krishna, so that is Bhakti. So is it Bhakti or is it Gyan?
It's bhakti, yeah.
But you said it is Gyan.
In that sense, that gopis also...
Why are you bringing Gopi, Gopi all the time? You don't know who the Gopi is, you have just heard the word Gopi. I'm asking you a simple question. What is the meaning of the word Gyan for you? And you said Gyan means knowing Krishna Tattva. When I ask you what is Shravan, then he says hearing about Krishna. So that is Bhakti. So you are contradicting yourself. Forget about gopis know about Krishna Tattva or they don't know about Krishna Tattva.
But that is very principal point. They didn't have all elaboration of...
Arey, you don't know that, you are just talking. You are unable to answer my simple question and you are saying Gopi did not know. How do you know that they did not know?
Because they thought they are just beloved, not Bhagavan.
So beloved, if you love somebody, you know that person or you don't know?
Yeah, you know, but not...
Janayati ashu vairagyam jnanam cha yadahitukam. Bhāgavatam says that when you have bhakti, that will give you jnana. Jnana about what? If you want to have experience of Krishna, will you have experience of Krishna without bhakti or with bhakti? Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvata. That if you want to know by tattvata, you will know me by bhakti. So gopis are devotees or not devotees? They are devotees. So they will know him or not know him? Unless you say that Krishna is wrong. Krishna himself says that I am known by bhakti. In Bhāgavatam he says, Bhakti aham ekya grahya. I am known only by bhakti. And gopis are bhaktas. So they know, and you are saying they don't know anything about Krishna. They are the best scholars. That's why Uddhava was saying, I want one dust from their feet. Whether they studied Shastra or not studied Shastra, forget about that. Krishna went to Gurukula in few days, he studied everything. Gopis didn't go anywhere, they studied without going anywhere. You are confused what is the meaning. That's why I said that your question is coming, because you are confusing the word Gyan. Now listen carefully if you want to understand this. The word Gyan is used in two ways. When it is used for Gyan Marga or Gyan Yoga, there Gyan has a different meaning. When we say that bhakti leads to Gyan, or we hear about Krishna Tattva Gyan, that is not that Gyan of Gyan Marg, which is to be given up. This Gyan, how will you give it up? You cannot give it up. So that Gyan is the Gyan of knowing that we are Brahman, we are one with Brahman. That is what is called Gyan. That is what is described when Rupa Goswami is giving the definition of Uttama Bhakti. He says Gyan Karmadi Anavritam. So the word Gyan which is used there is not the Bhakti Gyan. It is not the Gyan of Krishna Tattva. Bhakti itself is a combination of Hladani Shakti and Samvit Shakti. Hladani is the pleasure potency and Samvit is the knowledge potency. So Bhakti itself has knowledge in it. If you have heard that book called Bhāgavatam Mahatmya, so Bhakti has got two sons, right? One name is Gyan, other is Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation. These are the two children of Bhakti, which means wherever Bhakti is there, these two things will be there. So therefore Bhakti gives natural Vairagya, which Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. What is Vairagya? He says, Vishyesu arochakta swayam, the natural disinterest in the sense objects. That is Vairagya, that comes through Bhakti. In Gita also Krishna says, Param drishtva nivartate. Rasvarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. When you have param drishtva, when you have experience of param Bhagwan, which happens only by Bhakti, then you become free from all Vishaya. Vairagya. So knowledge and Vairagya, so this is the Bhakti knowledge. And because it is Bhakti knowledge, it is non-different from Bhakti. This is Bhakti Vairagya. And then there is a Vairagya of Gyan Marg and knowledge of Gyan Marg. So this confusion comes because we, just like I was saying in my class, that many times confusion comes because the word Vishuddha Sattva is used for the transcendental Sattva. But Sattva is also used for material Sattva, and Vishuddha means pure. So many times people think that Vishuddha Sattva means this material Sattva which is pure. There is an impure Sattva which is called Malina Sattva, impure Sattva. And there is a Vishuddha Sattva. This terminology is used very much in Gyan Marg. That's how they have two types of conditioning of Brahman. So when it is conditioning by Vishuddha Sattva, that is Ishvara. When it is conditioning by Malin Sattva, impure Sattva, that is Jiva. So that's how they use this terminology, and then there is a confusion of that word Vishuddha Sattva by Vishuddha Sattva, which we have our own understanding. They don't have that understanding. So just as they get confused by the Vishuddha Sattva, many devotees get confused by this word Jnana. I was always attacked. Why do you study Shastra? Bhakti is not Jnana. Why do you study Shastra? All the time, from the very beginning till today, I am always attacked. Why do you study Nyaya? First of all, I am not causing any trouble to anybody. It's my problem that I study or not study. But people think that studying is Gyan. But then what is Shravana? Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. So what is that? So Bhagavan becomes situated in heart. He says Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. So therefore, I don't know who was asking question, I didn't see the name. Whoever is asking the question, please understand that Gyan is not same as in Gyan Marga, and Gyan is not, that is different when it comes to bhakti. Therefore, we already studied this in the previous chapter, where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was saying that when he was giving the process of Brahman realization, and he cited these verses of Brahmabhut Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samay sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labte param. And then he says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvata tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. So this is a process of Brahman realization. Of course you can give different meaning to, but if you take the straightforward meaning, the way Krishna is explaining, because he has said it earlier that now I am going to explain to you Jnana Nishtha. So first, the person who wants to have Brahman realization, he is following the Gyan Marg. He does bhakti because he knows that without bhakti he cannot get Brahman realization. So that bhakti generates vidya, and that from that he gets Brahman Sakshatkar, Brahma Gyan, Brahma Bhuta. And then he comes to further bhakti, by which he realizes Krishna, as he says, Yavan Yasyasmi Tattvata, and then he enters into Brahman. So then the previous Gyan drops, and it is the Bhakti Gyan which makes him realize Brahman. So this is little very technical and confusing to people. So do not think like this, that gopis were just foolish people and they did not know anything. Then people like Uddhava will not pray. And please don't say that Uddhava was envious of gopis. I don't know from where he got this idea that he was envious. If he is envious, why would he pray to them? He is asking for their blessings. So is it clear or not?
Yeah, thank you. Not proper word I used, envious. He just said that, yes, I thought I know something about Krishna, but seeing Gopi and their bhav and love, I understand that I'm just nothing. So
Yeah, but that is not jealousy. He is
right. In good sense,
He is appreciating them very much.
appreciating it.
Because to say that he is jealous, it's very offensive.
Right.
You should,
Sorry
not,
for this.
you should not do that.
Sorry.
But I just wanted to add to this. In Ujjwal Nilamani, while he's giving qualities of Radharani, he's describing Vidagda, and he uses one word called Vidya Vidyota Buddhi. And then Vishwanath gives this commentary here. He says, Vidyasu Gana Vadanadishu Nyaya Mimamsadishu Cha Visheshana Dyotini.
So you can translate now.
Yeah, so I mean, he's telling Radharani is expert in singing and playing instruments and Nyaya and Mimamsa.
So see, then they argued with Krishna with Nyaya. Krishna is Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Now you try to understand that Krishna is the Jagat Guru. If his Guru means he knows everything, he has knowledge of Nyaya also, right? Mimamsa also. If he is having relationship with gopis and Radha and he is enjoying their company, they cannot be just foolish women. What is going to talk with them? Imagine somebody who is highly scholar and then he has a wife who is illiterate, who only knows how to churn yogurt and that's all, and maybe cook chapatis. What kind of dialogue they will have? But Krishna enjoys having a dialogue with them. They are not only expert in music. Now if they are expert in music, I will ask you, where did they go to learn music? There is no mention. There was no music school here. So they are actually the topmost knowledgeable people. That is different thing that they do not express it. When the need is there to do seva, that knowledge also becomes manifest in them. Otherwise they are simple women. So bhakti has everything in it. That's why it is complete. But now to say that we can do bhakti like them and we don't need to study, yeah, you can do it, try it. If we can do bhakti like this, then there is no need of all this shastra. We will not even know what is their bhakti. That itself is a difficult thing to understand. We are unable to understand the difference between jnana and bhakti. Okay. Brajananda.
Pranam Babaji, can you please clear my understanding about Apohanam that you have just mentioned? In one hand, we hear Krishna saying Jnana Smriti, Mata Smriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha. So Apohanam, is it the attachment to the body or the forgetfulness of our real identity, or is it the forgetfulness of this bodily concept?
Apohan simply means to do away with something, to remove, to get rid of. That's what the word apohan means. Now what is apohana? That you have to see according to the context. The word apohanam or apoha simply means to do away with something, to reject something, to give up something. That is called apoha or apohanam in Sanskrit. Now what are you doing? Just like I say, what is the meaning of contact? Contact means contacting something. What are you contacting? That we have to see from the context.